Cassie just received the worst news a person that just won $20 million can possibly get, and just days after Diddy was acquitted and proven not guilty of trafficking her. In 2024, when the feds were investigating Diddy for racketeering, trafficking, and other charges, they had a conversation with Cassie. She cooperated from the get-go, providing them with a list of names of male escorts she and Diddy had frolicked with. A lot of these names were brought up at trial, and some even took the stand to testify. One escort in particular, Clayton Howard, got more involved than just being booked by Cassie. See, he felt like Cassie used him for 8 years and then used his name to get him in deeper trouble than he ever signed up for. With all this new information coming to light, it's clear that Cassie had a larger leadership role than we thought. When Clayton spoke to the feds, he notified them that he believed Cassie used her power from Diddy to ruin the lives of other people.
One, I was in an economic position where I really needed the money. Two, Mr. Combs is incredibly powerful, and Ms. Ventura had no problem ending her use of that power, which has actually been revealed now because we've heard recordings of her threatening people. We've seen text messages. There are many different sides to people, and even Cassie is a normal individual. She has herself. There's a side to her that people don't know, the side that manipulated Sean Combs' power, the side that embraced his power and his position to do things that she wanted. So I was always afraid if I stopped coming, then I would start having problems, because she threatened me several times to come and made me feel uncomfortable that I would come to see her just to avoid any problem with Sean Combs. He's incredibly powerful. He has people that could follow me around, damaging my life for years, and it would cost him nothing to do it. So I want to say I continued in the situation, but not as much. There was many times that I did stall them, flake on them as the word goes, and not show up. But I kept the relationship strong enough that they never thought I was trying to turn on them or betray their secret.
Welcome to the twisted up world of litigation, where what seems like a simple lawsuit turns into a whole conspiracy. After weeks of ducking interviews and avoiding any discussion about his case against Sean Combs and Cassie, Tyrone Blackburn remains a mysterious figure in this trial. And just when you thought this case couldn't get any more complicated, a plot twist changes the game for everyone involved. According to Clayton, his lawyer was Tyrone Blackburn, the same lawyer who represents Little Rod that was just destroyed in a DJ Akademiks interview. Little Rod was one of the first people who sued Diddy. The feds actually used Little Rod's lawsuit against Diddy to help structure their RICO case. So the feds were working with Tyrone Blackburn to make sure that his client Clayton Howard doesn't come out during the trial and speak out against Cassie until the trial is over. So Tyrone Blackburn was giving Clayton Howard the runaround when Clayton Howard was telling Tyrone he was ready to file a lawsuit against Cassie while the criminal trial was going on.
I've been trying to file litigation for this matter against Sean Combs and Cassie since I want to say March of 2024, maybe February. But I was represented by Tyrone Blackburn. And Tyrone Blackburn has a substantial amount of litigation against Sean Combs that the conviction of Sean Combs was dependent on him winning a lot of his civil cases. My attorney intentionally held the filing back to protect the credibility of Cassie. Tyrone Blackburn, he intentionally held it back. I have numerous communications to him where I am directly informing him to file. He would talk to the prosecutors and then he would duck me for weeks and not file the lawsuit. So this is why it was never filed.
Tyrone Blackburn faced a conflict of interest with Clayton for him not to sue Cassie because once those facts put Cassie's credibility in question, it ruins the narrative of the entire RICO against Diddy. If the defense attorney got wind that he's trying to sue Cassie, they would just call him in as a witness and have him testify to everything he's telling the Art of Dialogue and TMZ right now. Clayton eventually realizes that Tyrone is stalling, so he fires Tyrone and files a lawsuit against Cassie and Diddy under the Adult Survivors Act and the Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act. Diddy and Cassie will be listed as co-conspirators. The law allows human trafficking victims, like Clayton, to sue those responsible for their trafficking. In 2008, the courts expanded this law specifically to include trafficking survivors like Clayton, allowing them to sue anyone who knowingly benefited financially or received anything of value from the trafficking crimes committed against them. Diddy was found not guilty in criminal court of trafficking, but Cassie was given immunity from criminal prosecution for trafficking crimes, and the court indirectly listed her as a willing participant. Cassie still directly or indirectly benefited from the transactions through expensive gifts, trips, and luxury homes. The rewards came at a high cost as her financial gain ultimately led to her public humiliation and now a target on her back. Some believe she's been playing both sides all along. Clayton is just the first victim seeking a piece of the $20 million bite that Cassie took out of Diddy, despite being the public recipients of those funds due to her previously believed status as solely a trafficking victim.
Good morning. I am Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial. And I'm looking through social media and I see a lot of the women out there, particularly black women like myself, who choose to victim shame me and try to do everything they can to discredit me, because the truth is that the loss of the Sean Combs trial was a loss to the Me Too movement and to hating women like the women who are trying to insult me. So let me tell you something, you women out there who would like to insult me. This is my story. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated with promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider at her expense and at the expense of Diddy. Now, at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now. I didn't create this conflict with Cassandra Ventura. She created it with me. She's the one who decided to bring up things that happened over 10 to 15 years ago to hold Sean Combs accountable for what was a partial truth. She's the person who introduced me to the U.S. Attorney's Office. She's the person who told the U.S. Attorney's Office about our relationship. So in essence, those out there who want to hate on me, who want to say that I'm attacking Cassie, you should realize the truth, that Cassandra Ventura, your idol, did this to herself. She exposed herself to liability when she got on the stand and decided to mention me as the male escort who was with her when she overdosed and Diddy made her have sex with him. That was a lie, people. Cassie had just woke up from sleeping 8 hours. Myself and Sean Combs were exhausted. We wanted to go home. Cassie's the one who forced that sexual encounter. People, she tells you that Sean Combs made her have sex on her menstrual cycle. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. But I know the one time that did happen, that Sean Combs was not responsible for that Cassie, in a drunken, intoxicated, hormonally imbalanced state due to her period, manipulated and forced herself on me during her menstrual cycle. And what I mean by that is I had no knowledge she was on her menstrual cycle because the room was completely dark. She manipulated the room.
You just can't vote for a governor that was getting abused by Cassie in front of Diddy, can you? Stop it. It's over with. With this new light focused on Cassie, is Young Miami from Carisha Please next? Should Cassie give the $20 million to the victims? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video.